Well, viewers, we have reached the end of the road. That road being 2023, and what a 2023 it has been. In this final video of the year, I will be not only looking back at the last 12 months, doing what I do best, which is travelling, doing theme parks and planes, but also doing a sneaky little quiz. Now, this went down pretty well over Christmas. There'll be 20 questions to answer. There'll also be a tie break as well, just in case you are level pegging with whoever you're playing against. So here goes. Hope you enjoy this one. And what an attraction to kick off the theme park season for us back in February, a couple of days after my birthday. Port Aventura World in Salou, Spain. Sarah, what did you reckon to Port Aventura?
It's a park that I definitely enjoy being at, especially getting to do one of the highest and fastest roller coasters in Europe. Hopefully this might be a kickstart of something bigger and better in the new year.
Well, definitely, yeah. Shambhala, of course, we're on about there. Also, Furious Baku. I mean, that really did, was beyond expectation, weren't it?
Yep, even though it's a bit rattly and a bit rough.
Yeah. So anyway, first question, we're coming up to it. How much did it cost me and Sarah each to get into this park? Very reasonable. Was it A, €30, B, €35, C, €40, or D, €45? No, it's a really good park. I refer to it as the European folk park. I think that's understandable. Also, Dragon Con, it's a very intense roller coaster. But I just loved it. Walking through that area, it was just any roller coaster enthusiast dream. Into March we go, and a little trip up to the northeast and Ocean Beach, situated on the Tyne and Weir at South Shields. Sarah, what did you reckon to this little park, little amusement park?
It's a nice little park, but to be fair, it's not really my cup of tea, really.
Why?
It's just basically like the atmosphere and having to pay per ride. Because with most stuff like that, you've always got credits left over, haven't you?
Well, actually, we weren't intending to go here, but where was we supposed to be going? It was weather-related. Was it A, Flamingo Land, B, Fantasy Island, C, Adventure Island, or D, Blackpool Pleasure Beach? It was because of the weather that we ended up here. Again, I don't mind it, Sarah, getting the Caterpillar cred there. Why not? I'm pretending to be a firefighter as well. Wow, we're in April already. Doesn't time fly when you're enjoying yourself? And one of my favourite parks here in the UK, it is Flamingo Land, yearly park. Sarah, what do you reckon to Flamingo Land?
Like you, it's one of the parks I do enjoy visiting, and hopefully we get the opportunity to go back in the new year at some point.
Definitely. I mean, you've got Sick, you've got Kamali, two stand-up roller coasters. There he is, the legend himself, Mr. Dawson, Jumping Jack Flash. I think he likes Sick, but where does it rate in Matt's top U coaster list? Got a bit of a typo there, so it is where does. A, first, B, second, C, third, or D, fourth. Yeah, Sick's an amazing coaster. Sarah, just a quick review on Sick. Better than Colossus?
Yes, a lot better than Colossus. I find Sick a lot smoother. Colossus, it's just painful. I still don't like the ride, and I don't think I ever will like Colossus.
Right, what do you reckon to this one really quickly? It's one of your favourites, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, Velocity. Motorbikes. And a couple of weeks after his visit to Flamingo Land, it is one of my highlights of the UK theme park season. It is my East Anglia doubleheader, Great Yarmouth and Pleasurewood Hills. As you can see, the Heritage Woody there, the roller coaster. And on to Pleasurewood Hills, where you've got the only existing Vekoma Boomerang left here in the UK. You're looking forward to doing that one, Sarah, with me next year, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Thankfully, this year I get the opportunity to do it with you. Looking forward to doing my first boomerang as well, considering I've done some similar stuff as well.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. As I said, very intense sort of rides, but a little bit rough, but you'll be all right. And towards the end of the month, I went to Liseberg with Lufthansa. But which airport did I transfer to fly onwards to Gothenburg? Was it A, Frankfurt, B, Munich, C, Hamburg, or D, Dusseldorf? I must admit, I did end up in the bar for a few hours. There was a bit of a long layover. What I'm going to do in the new year is do a little rate of the airlines that I did fly with in 2023. Once I got to Liseberg, it was all about this roller coaster for me, Helix. I would love not only to introduce Sarah to it, but Matt and Finn. He will be featured a little later on during the video. Just an awesome Mack double launch coaster. Also a top 2 Woody there as well. Boulder, I think I've got some footage of that. And some good side attractions. There's Boulder. Some good side attractions to go along these two, including the B&M dive coaster as well, Valkyria. That was the best one that I've done on that one. You want to go to Liseberg, don't you?
Yeah, definitely, especially getting to tick off maybe a new airline and a new country as well, actually, saying that.
Yeah. How about Mechanica? We've just seen Mechana. But look at that polyp. That is amazing. This one was one that Sarah did join me on, which was Park Asterix. Still remains one of my favourite theme parks in Europe. You weren't a big fan of it just because of the clientele and crowd levels, yeah. Right, next question coming up. Bit of an observation one, this one. We did feature a restaurant during the video, but what was the food that was themed around it? Was it A, chips, B, fish, C, vegetables, or D, fruit? Yeah, Tototis. I mean, I liked it. It was a good ride. Osiris is still one of my favourite inverts out there. And I do like Goodricks. Right, off to the Spanish capital, Madrid, for a double header. Really enjoyed this one. First of all, it's Park Arona Madrid. I got the fast pass. I needed that fast pass to get on the rides as quick as I did. Again, another standout roller coaster of the year. This one, Batman, Gotham City Escape. It's better than Tototis. I'm still going to say that. There's little bits of it like that top part which you do get slowed down on. The B&M inverted coaster was very, very good. A couple of the flat rides were good. I didn't like that inverted boomerang. I just did not get on with that. But all the rides, including this one, the Flawless B&M, a really rateable park. Get yourself out there. And the following day, I did Parque de Attractions, Madrid, situated within the suburbs of Madrid. Some interesting coasters here. Sarah, would you like to do this double header with me 1 year?
Maybe 1 year. Obviously, we've got other parks. That's a bit of a priority for us this year, but this could be one for under consideration, possibly.
Definitely. I mean, this thing were very, very unique. The Skyloop, Mara rides. And the one coaster that's coming next, the Intamin. I can't believe I'm saying Intamin SLC. However, I did hit a snag halfway through the trip. So what was it? What interrupted my trip momentarily? Was it A, a security alert, B, a power outage, C, staff shortages, or D, a thunderstorm? It didn't spoil the trip though. I will definitely be up for doing this trip again in the near future. We've hit the summer, and this particular day was very, very hot when we went to Polton, Sarah and myself. This one a rescheduled trip from March when the weather wasn't as clement, shall we say. Sarah, what did you reckon to Polton's?
I do like Polton's. It's just a shame it's such a long journey to get down there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Although it still ranks as one of my top 5 parks here in the UK. You've got Lost Kingdom, which is probably one of my favourite areas in the UK theme park. Flight of the Pterosaur and Velociraptor. And this one, which Sarah's really enjoying there, Cobra. Again, a really good family coaster. So it's off to New York. This one with Aer Lingus. I've only done a domestic flight with them ever. I did catch up on a film on the flight, which was on the video, the flight video. But which one was it? Was it A, Crocodile Dundee, B, Top Gun, C, First Dates, or D, Dr. Dolittle? No, again, as I said, I am going to do a flight video of the top airlines during this year. And just giving you a very quick rundown of what I got up to while I was in New York. The iconic Times Square, Central Park. It was a good trip, to be honest with you. I'm not sure I'll be rushing back. I know Sarah wants to go, but we will sort something out in the future. The 3 parks that I did, that one, Nickelodeon Universe, probably the favourite of the 3 that I did. This one, Coney Island Luna Park, yeah, I weren't a big fan of it, as you can gather from the video that I did. Cyclone were alright though. And Playland, I would like to do that on a quiet day. Into July now, and this was a very busy start to the month. This one was the unscheduled trip of the year, Furuvik. What happened at Grona Lund, unfortunately, the week before it shut for the season. I didn't mind though coming here. There was some good rides. Half a day park. The family coaster there, the new family coaster Lightning. I think you've gathered by now that I did like that one. Fireball, as you can see, good. Family Boomerang and this little Zero. Force ride. No, rateable park. Very rateable park. And for this particular trip, I went over with Norwegian Air for the first time. Very rateable airline. I did really enjoy it. I did have a little bite to eat on the plane. So what is in the box? Is it A, lentil curry, B, vegetarian curry, C, masala quinola, or D, vegan lasagna? No, very rateable airline, this one, for my trip over to Furuvik. And literally the day that I landed, I was at a fun fair at Kettering, the Thurston event. You met me for this one, didn't you, Sarah?
Yeah, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
It wasn't too bad, to be fair. A little bit better than I actually expected.
Yeah, there were some alright rides. There was, say, the Superstar, the Matterhorn Terminator there, and a rateable little event. The following day after that, I tell you, it was a very busy first few days of July. I went down to Chessington to eventually cover this new area. Sarah had been before and done this new coaster, Mandrill Mayhem. What do you reckon to Mandrill?
I really do like it. I think that's what's got me into roller coasters going backwards, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but what is this area themed to? Question number 9. Is it A, Doctor Who, B, Rugrats, C, Disney, or D, Jumanji? I weren't a fan of this Miami at all. It just really quite painful on the outside leg. Righto, drifted into August, and definitely my highlight of the month, Oakwood Theme Park, for the recently retracked Megaphobia. Babes, you'd like to go here, wouldn't you?
One day, hopefully we get the opportunity next year, but we'll just wait and see.
Definitely. So I mentioned Megaphobia. What year was it built? Was it A, 95, B, 96, C, 97, or D, 1998? What a woody. What an absolute woody. Number 1. It's number 1. I don't care. Wicker Man now. No, it is definitely Mega for me. And I like Speed No Limits. I still think it's a good Gertz, that. We're at another fun fair to end the month. And here he is, the legend himself, Finn. Hope you're keeping well, mate. If you're watching this, we're definitely going to have to sort out some trips next year, including you as well, Matt. Babes, what did you reckon to this little ad hoc fun fair?
It was quite interesting, very unique, especially
Definitely.
nearby.
But where in South Yorkshire was it? It weren't far from where I live. A, Doncaster, B, Barnsley, C, Rotherham, or D, Sheffield. No, I like these pop-up fun fairs. We'll keep doing them. Into September, and it was my long-awaited Denmark trip with this one, a brand new plane, SAS. Well, brand new plane for me that I've never flown on. But which sort of Bombardier aircraft is it that I'm flying, as you can see here? Is it A, the CRJ 700, B, the 705, C, 900, or D, 1000? It was very small on there, very small. I managed to somehow get me backpack on there and get comfortable, but really unique plane. I really enjoyed the flight. That roast dinner could have been hot. I think that would have made it a lot better. But no, overall a good flight. And the experience when I was there, brilliant. This is Barken, the oldest amusement park in the world. And there was just, like I said in my video about theme parks that I'd done outside the UK, just a different aura about it. Some great rides, and it really was a nice vibe. Bon Bon Land, one of the most unique, if not the most unique theme park that I've been to. But which area of Denmark is this park situated? Is it A, Olm Olstrup, B, Olm Katten, C, Olm Simvet, or D, Olm Barvit? Yep, you're looking at the most weirdest roller coaster name ever, the Dog Fart roller coaster. Yep, somebody must have had a sense of humour naming that. And then it finalised the trip with this one, Tivoli Gardens. And that one, the third oldest wooden roller coaster in the world. This mad Tic Tac ride. I really enjoyed that. That's a top 5 flat, definitely. Don't know about this one though, the B&M, probably the roughest B&M that I've been on. But it was nice to get a night ride on it. Really well lit up. I absolutely love my Denmark trip. I'm back to the UK to explore the darkest depths of Cornwall. As you can see, Britain's most southerly roller coaster. They own it. I enjoyed it. It was just nice. I do like doing these little parks around not only the UK but Europe. Just nice to do and do a little bit of a video. And this certainly was one of my highlights of the year. Sarah and mine's stay at the Big Blue, but which room did we stay in? Bit of a maze to get there, as Sarah said at the time on the video. Is it A, 302, B, 312, C, 322, or D, 332? What did you reckon to the Big Blue, babes?
It was quite a good experience and something I'd definitely like to consider doing in the new year at some point, if not the year after.
Definitely, and it took us nicely on to this one the following day, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. You just saw Infusion, big one. Your first go on, big one.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally done it, especially the last few attempts that I did go to Blackpool on my own and with other people. It just didn't really seem to go to plan, but finally got it.
No, but you did, yeah. And I enjoyed this little trip down the promenade, looking at all the illuminations, everything lit up. I mean, the Blackpool Tower there, look at that. That looks awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And then it ended with this one, the little Merlin extravaganza, doing the sea life, as you can see, the Madame Tussauds and the London Dungeons, Blackpool Dungeons, really well worth it. This was a long-awaited hotel trip. It's the Premier Inn situated at Heathrow Airport. I've wanted to stay here for a while, actually. Perfect opportunity to go to Trips Drill. But which terminal was it at Heathrow? Question number 15. Was it A, T2, B, Terminal 3, C, Terminal 4, or D, Terminal 5? Look at that for a view. Any aircraft enthusiast dream view. And Eurowings, yep, flying Eurowings again. But which park did I visit when I last used them? Was it A, Europa Park, B, Legoland Deutschland, C, Trips Drill, or D, Phantasialand? Good flight over to Stuttgart. First time at that airport. I like ticking them airports off. Got the tram in. That was interesting because I didn't realise that I got the wrong ticket. But it didn't matter. And then I arrived at my accommodation. But what impressed me most with the list 5? Was it A, the tea making facilities, B, smart telly, C, a jacuzzi, or D, a balcony? Definitely, when I go back to Trips Drill, hopefully with Sarah next time, I will stay here. It's centrally located. There's some nice bars as well. Spent the first night in a really nice bar just down the road from the list 5, and here we are, Trips Drill. Yeah, it was probably one of the most unpleasurable experiences of the year, actually. Even though I love this roller coaster, Al Zubakov. And I enjoyed the theming around the park. It was just so busy. And some of the logistics around the park were very questionable. And the Woody as well, Mammut, I think very underrated wooden roller coaster, that. It was a pain to get to as well. It was just one of them which I'm thinking, but at least I got it. At least I got the experience. And it was off to the lakes for Sarah's birthday, middle of October. And go on, this is your native land. What can you say about the lakes? Anybody who hasn't been?
Definitely recommend it. You would definitely need a couple of days to really admire the beauty. I find that from experience, October's the best time to go as
Where's
it's
that?
quiet. I believe it's Coniston off the top of my mind.
Okay, there you go. Get yourself up there. Onwards and upwards as we go through October. And Drayton Manor. Now, I went here with one of my work friends, Adi, in August. There's your mention, mate. This one with Sarah for Shockwave as last ride. Your first ride, actually, weren't it? On the stand-up coaster. That's going to become a sit-down next year. What were your views on Shockwave?
I did enjoy it, especially with something being so unique in Europe.
Yep. And again, the weather slightly messed things up with this one, but we eventually got to Breen a couple of days later. I enjoy going to Breen. You said, babes, didn't you? It's a bi-yearly park. Do you stick by that?
Yeah, definitely. It's more like a half-day park, and I'm sure other people would agree that's been there. I can't really spend a full day
Or
there.
Breen there.
I see what you did there.
See what I did there, yeah.
That's a good
I
one.
mean, Astro Storm, I still rate as one of the better indoor coasters. This thing's a bit sort of rattly, bulldog coaster. It is an old classic. Right, the pirate ship. What impressed me most about this pirate ship, absolute top marks to the thing on this one. A, the theming, B, the long cycle, C, the ride operator, or D, the onboard audio. Yeah, well, that was a big tick, weren't it, that?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, we've reached November. I'm on my Todd for this particular trip. Wallagata Grand East. Interesting park. Really interesting park. But the next question, number 19. Which city in France is it situated near? Is it Lille, A, B, Paris, C, Marseille, or D, Metz? No, it was very easy to get to. The train service was pretty good. Got the station right outside. Unfortunately, it didn't quite happen with the B&M invert, but the other coasters were good. And then it led me nicely on my way back to the Eiffel Tower. I had 4 hours to kill in the French capital. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go down and see the big iron structure. I think it's iron anyway, situated on the River Seine. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm really not sure, but really, really nice. And hopefully, the two of us are going to get out there next year and visit Paris. Sound a plan?
Yeah, definitely.
Yay. And here we go. It's final UK theme park visit of the season. It was Chessington for the pass holder event. We did do the safari, but which animal did I refer to as beautiful? Was it A, the giraffes, B, monkeys, C, zebra, or zebra, depends on which way you pronounce it, or D, the kangaroos? You really enjoyed this one, didn't you, the pass holder event?
Yeah, it was a lot better experience.
And we've reached the top in regards to the year. And what a way to finish. Phantasialand, definitely my favourite theme park here in Europe, as it stands at the minute anyway. Fly, Black Mamba, and Taron. You know, Taron screams brilliant and wonderful. Go on then, babes. What were your views on Taron?
I really enjoyed it, and I think I would have to say that is probably the ride of the park for me.
Oh, definitely. Well, it's my number one coaster. But, tiebreaker, how many back-to-back rides did I have in that last hour? That was a mad last hour, but what a way to bring up the theme park season in general. So, Sarah, was Phantasialand a fitting end to the season for us? Well, actually, it weren't for you because you did Bellund, Legoland Bellund, but for us in general, were it a good fitting end?
Yeah,
I mean, look at that.
definitely. It's just like everything about the park's just really nice, and it does have a feel of Disneyland Paris behind it.
Definitely, I agree with that. So there you have it, folks. Not only the review of the year, but a little quiz shoved in there as well. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I enjoyed the last year travelling around with me. As I said, I've got some great memories, not only with the roller coasters, but with the planes and the other places that I've done as well. And may it continue into 2024. As I said, all the questions, the answers to them will be in the overview, so not much else for me to say, but I do wish you a happy new year. For this one, it is ta for now from me and Sarah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.